So, Jazzy here, second video. I don't know if you saw the cluster of a preparation to get to this point, but let me just start by saying if you're here to learn from an expert guy that's going to teach you everything like a Peter McKinnon, this is the wrong channel. This is a learn with me type of program. I wouldn't say I'm new to video, but this is the point at which I know I want to get really good at this. And now I am focusing on getting technically better. So I've been into it, but now I want to get good. So let me just start by saying that I've shot a lot of videos. Some of them are really bad. Some of them are getting better. Today I want to work on lighting. I do a lot of shooting for my company, and I don't want to be practicing on my company shoots. So this was a practice session. Want to work with the light a little bit, see if I could get a diffuser in front of a couple box lights to see how that worked, if it played off soft. I'm looking at the screen here and it's looking super dark. I did want to experiment with a reflector instead of a fill light, and that looks like that's leaving that super dark. The white balance, it was auto white balance at like 6100. I tried it at 5700 and it looked a little cool, so we're playing at this at 61. I was going to go green screen, but I don't think it was going to work with the shadows. I don't really have that skill right now, so I just went with the white in the back. So I'm going to talk about stuff I'm learning. What I'm shooting on right now, I'm shooting on a Canon C100, just upgraded from an M50, and that's when I'm like, you know what, I want to get good. I want to learn how to do this right. One thing I shoot corporate videos for our company, and I use a Sigma 18-35 art lens, the 1.8, on a tripod. It's mostly talking head stuff. For myself, I'm really starting to enjoy this from a personal perspective and wanting to shoot for fun and pleasure. So from that end, I wanted a little bit different look, something less crisp. So I started reading about vintage lenses, and so here's the lesson on vintage lenses that I'm learning. So this recently came in. This is a Canon FD. It's what I was willing to spend money on. I really want contact Zeiss, but I'm not really ready to spend that kind of money, even on used lenses. They're not expensive when it comes to lenses, but considering the other money I'm dropping for our corporate stuff, I thought I'd go with something a little bit more modest. So this is a Canon FD. This is a 20 millimeter I found on the 1.5 crop or 1.6 crop on this. It shoots like a 36. I like the way the 36 or 35 millimeter looks in handheld and some of the shooting that I've been doing. I also have a 50 millimeter that I ordered. Now here's what happened. So the 50's in, I don't know if you want to call the shop, but I got the 50. I guess it had a bunch of mold on it. I got it from eBay, and it was super duper hazy. So I found a place in town, I think it's called Dark Room in Escondido, and they have a Canon guy there that will take a look at the lens. It was like 60 bucks. I don't know how much it cost to fix it, but I figure it's like luck of the draw on eBay. And if I'm gonna have to spend 60 to fix it, and it's like 120, it's better than ordering another lens and figuring out if it's like roll a dice if I'm going to get a good one or a hazy one. So it was really hazy. Maybe I'll show you the footage in this. I was really unhappy with it. Got this one in. The adapter that I have, the FD to EF adapter, didn't fit. So right now I've got a 50 millimeter that is hazy with a bunch of fungus or something in there that I can't use, and hopefully we'll get that one fixed. And then we'll see how that one, if it's possible, I'll let you know. And I've got this 20 millimeter that doesn't fit on the adapter, so I've got to figure that out. So as far as vintage lenses are concerned, this is kind of an artsy type of thing, and kind of a pain in the butt, but this is a fun little journey. So when I start shooting some pleasure videos, I'll put those on the channel, and you can check those out. Other thing I learned about handheld with this 18-35, since I'm new to handheld in this camera, super shaky. No IBIS, no image stabilization on this lens. I have some footage on my other channel. I'll probably share them on this one, but in the future I'm gonna start posting everything to this channel so you can kind of see the progression and what I'm learning. So what I'm learning is handheld with the 18-35 Sigma is, at least at my skill level, pretty shaky. Now I did use some warp stabilizer and that evened things out. I'm a little concerned that might take away from the quality of the image. I don't know if that's true or not. So I did some comparisons. I don't know if it's in my head, but I think it takes a little bit of the quality away of the image. So I am looking into some image stabilized lenses. I think the next go around when I've saved up a little money, I'm looking at the 24mm Canon that's got image stabilization. I have a 35mm that's got image stabilization, but that shoots like a 50. When I'm doing run and gun out in the street, I like that 35mm a little bit better, I think. Well, we'll see. I haven't done that much, so we'll figure it out. So lessons I learned on these vintage lenses, I think I want to find a place where I can go. There's a place in San Diego that I saw online that looks like they sell a lot of vintage lenses. When I go down there, I'll tell you how that is, if they've got a good selection, but I'd like to be able to inspect these before just getting them in the mail and having to work out sending these things back and that sort of thing. And I guess that's part of the deal. It's part of the vintage lens journey. I guess I kind of got started on this because I had an old Nikon like N3000 film from when I was in high school. I pulled that Nikkor lens off, which is really good. It's like a 1.4. Looks really nice, by the way. I'll show you that footage another time. And then I thought, okay, if I'm going to invest in some lenses, do I want to do Nikkor? Do I want to do Canon? So I got the Canon 50 ND, I'm sorry, the FD 50 Canon to compare to the Nikkor to see what I was going to invest in. And then I made an impulse buy on this 20. This was like a couple $100. This was like $275. But this one looks like it's in pretty good condition. So anyhow, that's what I learned there. With the C100, what I learned today, setting up my audio, I used this XLR with a female 3.5 to hook up I'm using a Rode Wireless Go wireless setup thing there. This thing didn't work very good. So I don't know, the Jolgu, got it on Amazon. This sucked, don't get this. So I just used a little red wire from the Go to, I have an adapter that's it's just this part. It's just this part, and it goes into the XLR on the top handle, and that seemed to work pretty good. We'll see how this actually sounds. I did a couple sound checks. Seemed like it was okay. So those are my lessons so far. I think next time I'm gonna try a fill light that I have, 'cause I'm not liking the shadow that's coming on this side. It's just a little too dark. I wanna soften it up for my corporate videos, but I don't wanna practice on people. I've got almost all the lights out in the office right now. So, yeah, that's where we're at. These are the lessons I learned. I hope you learned something too. Vintage lenses, if you can inspect them yourself, I think that's a better way to go. That's what I learned on this end. In lighting, this is a work in progress. So thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. And here's the thing. The first video, I'm just gonna leave them, even the shitty ones, so you can kind of see, I guess the progression here. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to put out, a whole bunch every week or anything because I've got a job. But this is kind of a fun documentation of my progression. Anyhow, I was gonna name the channel Scrappy Digital because I'm into digital marketing and video. And then I thought, well, if I'm ever good enough to get haters, somebody's gonna call it Crappy Video or Crappy Digital. So I just figured I'd change it to Jazzy Digital. I don't know. I wanted something. I don't know. Something other than my regular name. So anyhow, thanks again, and catch you on the next one. Okay, so here's my here's my set that I got going on that we worked with today. So we got the C100 right here. This was what we shot with. We got a reflector right there. The background back there. By the way, I'm doing, for some reason, I'm kind of liking this manual focus. So I use these two boxes back here behind this diffuser. I had both of them on. And, I just want to see what it was like to kind of diffuse it a little bit more. I'm not sure it really did what I had hoped for it to do. White background, just regular table there. There was the hair light. And, that was it. That was kind of our set for our practice today, and that gives you an idea. I don't know, we're just kind of in a regular office, so I thought, I didn't have anything that cool to put in my background, so that's what I did.